Alright, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm just gonna film this right now. Excuse the poor lighting. Just wanna get it done instead of perfect. So I've been in Philippines since June, and so I've been here for about 8 or 9 months now. This is my motherland. If you didn't know, I'm full Filipino. Grew up in the UK for a majority of my life, over a decade, since 2010, and then moved away actually March of last year to Thailand for 3 months, and then since June, so from March till June, lived in Thailand, and then from Thailand I went to Philippines, and then I've just been here ever since. You see on my Instagram, if you don't follow me yet, Matt at the Matt Jacob on Instagram, link in the description. I've been here in Philippines for about 9 months now, and safe to say that this has been one of the most life-changing things I've ever done, for a multitude of reasons, and I'm gonna go over that today, and hopefully this gives you some ideas too as to what to do once you start making good money from appointment setting. So before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and one-on-one mentorship spots for March, the Oracle, where I just mentor guys and girls who want to get into appointment setting, start, scale, etc. Who want to follow the steps that I took, I'll mentor them one-on-one. All right. So 5 slots, March. Click the link down below to apply. But here are some of the reasons, and here are some of the things that have changed in my life ever since I moved into Philippines. So the first thing was obviously family. So I've managed to see my family. If you're Pinoy or Pinay, you'll know what lolo, lola, tito, tita means. Basically relatives. So I've managed to see my lolo, my lola, my titos, my titas. Basically my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, my grandma, my grandfather, who I haven't seen since 2017. Was able to see them again, and that was only because I was able to come back here in Philippines. You know, they're getting old now, especially my lolo and lola. They're getting old now, so for them to travel and see me or see my side of the family, who's all the way in the UK, is not the easiest thing to do. It's not the most convenient and practical thing to do. So the best thing to do from there was just for me to see them. And it's always great to see family who you haven't seen in a long time, people you love and cherish the most. And yeah, I've been able to spend time with them. They're actually coming up to see me in Manila next week at the time of this recording. So things like that. The first reason, or the first thing that has changed in my life is being able to see family ever since I moved back here in Philippines. All right. So I bet if you're Filipino but you're in a different country, then you probably have that homesickness, or you miss your distant cousins or your family all the way in Philippines. So it's always good to, especially before they go, because there's no promise of tomorrow. It's always good to see them when you can. So that's the first thing that's changed in my life, and how appointment setting and how moving to Philippines has changed my life. Is first thing, being able to see the family again. Second thing that's changed in my life ever since moving to Philippines is my circle, my network. Like, when I was back in the UK, I was just confined to the same old people in my hometown, the same old people in my hometown, the same people I knew in real life, some of the people I knew in school and college and uni. But apart from that, it was pretty hard to branch out and meet higher level people. And don't get me wrong, I still keep in touch with people back at home who I went to uni with, who I went to school with, here and there. But at some point in your journey, especially when you're trying to level up, you're going to have to climb the ladder, and you're going to have to, not saying leave those people behind, but you're going to have to encounter new people. You have to start getting around people who are where you want to be, or who are on the way of getting to where you also want to be. You also have the same mission as you, because without that, it's going to be very, very difficult to get there by yourself. So you're going to need a group of guys, a group of soldiers, a tight-knit network, tight-knit group of people who you can trust, and they can trust you to reach the top together. Okay, there's power in numbers. There's a saying that goes like, by yourself, solo, you can go far, but together we'll go all the way. So one of the things that's changed ever since moving back to Philippines is my network. I mean, words can't describe the amount of people and the quality of people that I've met just in these short 9 months of living here in the Philippines. I met people of all walks of life, people who run different types of businesses, different industries, and they all have different lessons to impart on me. And they also take my advice too, and they find value in what I have to offer too. So all of that just leads to a snowball effect of success. And without that, I wouldn't be where I am today with the channel, with business, with life, mentally too, with my health, every single aspect has been affected by the environment that I've put myself into and the people that I surround myself with. Okay, so that's the second thing is my network, is my circle. And there might be a misconception where, oh, Philippines or Southeast Asia is just full of poor people. Trust me, guys, like, once you actually come here, you have to see for yourself. You have to get yourself in the right rooms, and then you'll be eating your words, because you probably just don't know where to look, or you probably just frankly don't have enough value to bring to the table to meet with these type of people. Okay, so you gotta know where to look. Think about where these type of people are hanging out, and then start surrounding yourself and exposing yourself in that sort of environment. So for example, right now I'm in one of the top hotels slash residences in Manila. It's called Shangri-La BGC, and met a ton of people here, and it's just been life changing. All right, so this is one of the many examples of places where people that you want to surround yourself with will be hanging out. All right, so number 2 is the network and circle, and then number 3, I'd say, is the freedom. So freedom, that's quite a loaded topic. It means a lot of different things for different people. But ultimately, what freedom means to me is being able to do, or getting as close to, doing what you want, however you want, when you want, how you want. I think I said how you want twice, but you get the point. It's just having the freedom, having the ability to do things on your own terms and how you want it. And I have a blocked nose, by the way, hence why I sound like this. But it's just the ability and the mobility to do whatever you want at your own pace, and you basically get to call the shots on how your life goes and the decisions that you make. So instead of being stuck in uni, because if you guys don't know, just 2 years ago I was still going to university. I was still trying to study in this marketing degree, which I didn't see potential in. I didn't see potential long term in staying in, hence why I dropped out. But I was just, I was dictated by my schedule. Had to wake up at 8 a.m., 8:30, make my first few lectures at 9, and then go home after, and then just kind of, my day was dictated by the schedule that was given to me, despite it not helping me get to where I wanted to get to. All right, uni has its time and place. Uni, it can be useful depending on where you're trying to go in life, but in terms of what I'm trying to do right now and what I was trying to do before, it was a no-go. Like, it wasn't going to lead to where I was going to go. Okay, so I was just dictated by my schedule back then, and I didn't have much say over it. I couldn't do things how I wanted to. Therefore, I didn't have the freedom that I desired. But now, I'm very fortunate. I'm not here to not to say this to show off, but it's just at this young age of 20, having the freedom that I have, it's priceless. Sure, money's one thing, and to be able to make a lot of money, that's cool, and make lots of money, that's cool. But more so the freedom of choice, like being able to do what you want, how you want, on your own schedule, when you want. Okay, so that's the third thing that's helped, is the freedom aspect. Even if I stayed in the UK, yeah, sure, eventually I could have moved out, but right now, I still would have been stuck at my parents' house, because that's what I did after I moved out of uni. After I dropped out of uni, I stayed at my parents' crib for 9 months straight too. So I didn't have a lot of freedom in that. You can go to one of my recent videos about my story if you want to learn more about that in detail, but there's just way more freedom here. And not just freedom in my lifestyle, but also in terms of the laws and not to get too controversial or political, but in terms of the government and just the way society works. Here, you're more free to do what you like. You can, not without people watching you, or getting on your ass every 5 seconds, or trying to fine you for some stupid law, apart from just like in the UK or the US would. Here people just let you mind your own business. You can do what you want. Okay, so that's the third thing, is the freedom aspect since moving to the Philippines, my homeland. Okay, so number 4, I would say, is the depth of my experiences. Basically the culture, whatever you want to call it, basically the experiences. All right, so I'm only 20 at the moment at the time of this recording, but to be able to live in to have traveled in the past to different countries, but also live much more long term in places like Thailand, the UK, Philippines, and then who knows where I end up next. To be able to do that at this age and at as much depth as I've experienced it in is going to be so invaluable to where my life goes and like the things that I've learned so far. Because it's all good, it's all well and good. The safe option is to stay in your place and not move out and not explore what's out there. That's the safe route, and it has its pros, it has its cons too. But moving out here, taking a risk like that, and also reconnecting with my culture, and just things I hadn't seen in 7-8 years. To be able to see it again from my motherland has been very refreshing. It's a change of place, it's a change of pace, it's a change of culture compared to the UK. And even in Thailand too, like, they have their own set of beliefs and set of experiences. Like, for example, in Thailand, it's mostly Buddhist, so a lot of temples were there. There were a lot of temples there. There were a lot of like things I learned about Buddhism over there, and then over here, it's predominantly a Christian / Catholic country. So, there's a lot of things I could learn from that too, and just being around the Filipino culture again, seeing the food, seeing the way of life, trying to get better at the language as well. Marunong ako mag-Tagalog pero konti lang. Trying to get better at Tagalog, like all these different things has really helped with life in general, with my experiences. And I look forward to growing it even more. And I think that's what you should be doing, especially once you start, as I said, making good money. One of the first things that you should be doing, and that's invaluable, is not spending it necessarily on materialistic stuff, is to get more experiences under your belt, because there's no promise of tomorrow, as I said. So try and cram in as much experiences as you can. Try and live 10 years into 1 month, and then hopefully you don't die soon, like, touch wood. But as I said, there's no promise of tomorrow, so you want to just cram in as much experience as you can and be on that deathbed saying that I'm glad I lived life to the fullest. All right, so that's one of the big components that comes with it, is expanding your depth of knowledge with culture, with your experiences. So that's number 4. I think that's it. I think that's a pretty good summary of how things have changed. So just to summarize one more time, number 1 has been family. Number 2 has been growing and expanding my network, pushing the boundaries and expanding and connecting with like-minded killers. Number 3 has been the freedom aspect, being able to do whatever I want, however I want, when I want. And then number 4 has been expanding my experiences and getting in touch with the Filipino culture again. So this doesn't just go for Philippines, this goes for any country. If you've never been to Philippines, come through, see what it's like. Just take the risk, just take the jump. If it's Thailand, if it's Vietnam, if it's South America, wherever you've always wanted to go, just take the leap, because again, there's no promise of tomorrow. And fuck it, we have one life, best live it correctly. All right. And this is one of the beauties of appointment setting. This is one of the beauties of learning a high income skill. Once you start racking up and making good money, this is one of the most important things that should be on your mind, is changing your environment, moving to somewhere where your growth is going to substantially speed up. And then come 2-3 years from now, you're going to be a totally different person, because you've made that move, and you're going to be thanking your younger self for taking that jump. Okay? So hope you enjoyed this video. Bit of a different one today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And again, if you want to follow the steps that I've done, if you've seen me on my Instagram, if you've seen me on my YouTube, being able to travel around, have this freedom, have this, ability to network with like-minded killers, I've tried to cram all that in my mentorship program, where we have the community. You have me in your corner, showing you the way, showing you the steps that I did to take to get to where I am now in terms of appointment setting. We cover all the bases, landing a position, getting good at appointment setting. If you're a complete noob, to scaling up and making more commissions from there, or helping you find a better position. If you want to learn all that, if you're interested, link in the description, book in a call, let's speak. Or if you want to hit my Instagram, DM me first on Instagram, link in the description too. But anyways, I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.